Welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, CW, and today we're going to talk about our favorite WWE titles. No, scratch that. Our favorite title designs in general, right? The title belts, championships, whatever you want to call them, are a staple of professional wrestling. I don't think most of anybody has done anything different than a belt. I'm sure, of course, the world of pro wrestling is vast and long, and I'm sure someone has, not handed out title belts or they've handed out something else. But the main thing is there's a big, as I forgot who I was going to reference there. Anyway, it's gone and gone forever. The title belt is the top spot, right? So what is our favorite title? Let's start with mine. I say start with mine as if someone else is here. Look, I'm getting my legs under me on this show. I don't know what's going on. It's 10 minutes. I'm used to rambling for way longer, so give me a break. My favorite title design of all time, I think, is the white and gold Intercontinental belt for WWE. It's such a clean, pristine look. I was gifted one by at Dad's First Time. Make sure you hit him up. Twitch.tv/Dad's First Time. He gifted me a replica version of that belt, and it sits on my mantle now. I hold it in higher regard than most other title designs. I was never that big of a fan of the winged eagle. I know everyone holds it in such reverence. I had no real attachment to it. And it was beautiful. It was nice, but it didn't have the same cachet or pristine as the white and gold IC belt. The current titles are fine. They are very much, a product of the time, which, every belt is. But I don't know, that giant, I think they're what? They're derivative of the John Cena spinner belt, right? Like that was the belt these current belts are based off of. The Universal title and the heavyweight title are both sort of in that vein. They're just like this big WWE logo in the center where, John Cena's. I mean, I think the John Cena spinner belt is one of the worst. The fact that it spun was a great gimmick for Cena, but once he lost the belt and people like Edge and Randy Orton had that belt, and there was a time where that belt kept spinning. They didn't lock the spinner part when it wasn't on Cena, and it was always awkward. And then once they locked that spinner part, it felt wrong. It felt like this thing should be spinning. It's built to spin, and now it's not spinning. So now it lost some of that character, and now it's just this weird remnant of John Cena's run. So it always felt like everyone holding that version of the belt was just holding John Cena's belt. I believe Edge had a rated RKO, not RKO, a rated R version of that belt. Pretty sure. My mind is escaping me. But those belts weren't great. The current titles, they're fine. I don't see anything particularly special about them. I was never a fan of the colorful variants, or like the Raw belt or the SmackDown belt. I still feel like there should be only one world champion. This kind of way Roman Reigns is at the moment. I don't think he needs two belts. I think he needs one unified belt, and then he just jumps between shows. Same thing for the women's champion. But the fact that it's like the WWE Raw Women's Champion and the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion is fine. It means they're the champion of that show. But I still feel like there should just be an overall champion that can be on any show, right? Kind of splitting the difference there. But that's just a thought. I don't book these things, so I don't know. But those titles, I don't mind them, but I was never a big fan of the color-coded versions. I never liked the big licorice Universal title either. I still think the name Universal title is bad. Obviously, the Winged Eagle is always a better option if you're thinking, oh, what world title are we going to highlight? What other belts? The current IC belt is a little gaudy, and it looks kind of like the NXT title. It might just be the color scheme. I do not like the United States Championship. Not a big fan of it. The ugliest title was definitely the 24/7 Championship. Let's get that right out the way. That's why they threw it in the garbage, or they tried to and they missed. The Raw and SmackDown tag team belts, I believe they're getting a revamp. So, I mean, yeah, they're not great either. I like the idea of like the Centurion helmets on them, but the actual design of the entire belt just doesn't feel right. Also, the NXT had some really good title belts. Let's get those out of, give them some shine. The NXT Championship, I believe they've changed it already. I'm looking at a picture on WWE, and it's definitely different. They got rid of all the colors in it. Now it's just red and blue and black. That's pretty cool. The giant X is always good. I like the design on that. The North American Championship feels very utilitarian, but not bad. The tag team champs, I think the ladies have a better version of the tag team championships on NXT versus the men's. Yeah, as I'm looking through these, I think the World Heavyweight Championship that was retired in 2013, the big gold belt that I believe they brought over from WCW, I never liked that one either. But the only reason I didn't like that belt is because it was hard to distinguish what was even on it. It was so big and everything was gold. There was no color contrast in anything, so it was hard to tell what anything said. Whereas the belts today, they make it a point of, adding in some black to highlight certain things. So that was the reason why that World Heavyweight Championship never really clicked with me. Now, a belt that I would love to give some shine to that I think is gorgeous and went away, sadly, is the NXT United Kingdom Championship. That black, red, and gold championship belt is pristine. It is a fantastic version of the kind of titles that they're apt to have these days. It's reminiscent of the current WWE Universal or Heavyweight Championship belt. And both the men and women's United Kingdom championships or UK championships are gorgeous. They're gorgeous. I love them. And that's going to bring us to the end. Man, this podcast really, really flies. Choosing 10 minutes was, so that I can get thoughts out quick. But man, I feel like I just want to ramble. I want to ramble some more. Let me know what your favorite championship design was. Is it the AEW championship? Is it a trios belt? Is it something from New Japan or some indie promotion that I've never heard of? Let me know in the comments. Add some pictures. I want to see these belts, these titles, these championships that you love so much. Is it the ROH championship? I doubt it's the ROH championship. Yeah, it's not. Is it the current heavyweight title belts? I don't know. I'd love to know. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on any podcast platform you can find. We are on YouTube. I'm sure we're on TikTok. I'm pretty sure we're on Instagram. I know on Instagram we're o.wrestling. O.wrestling on Instagram. And I'm not sure we're on YouTube. If you type in O Wrestling Podcast, I'm sure you'll find us. If not, it will be on the website, which is owrestling.com. ohwrestling.com. Find the article you want. Drop some comments. Let me know what you think of the show. I'm trying to get you in and out quick. Maybe you got something to do and you only have 10 minutes to listen to something. So I'm here for you. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. I'll catch you in the next episode. And remember, I'm your friend.
I'm your friend. But if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you. Don't you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah.